Hey everybody, Ashley Page here. Thank you for joining us on our educational vlog today. Our topic is women are increasingly driving financial markets in two major ways. Why do we look at that? The reason is demographics like that dictate what products are bought, how they're distributed. It's very important ultimately to your money and markets because those underlying demographic shifts are very important to sort of what type of companies emerge later. So let's take a look at those. As we mentioned up top, there are two major ways. One is leadership, and the second is how products are bought. So let's look at leadership for a minute. If you go back to 1970, not a single company in the Fortune 500 had a female CEO. Now you have 33. If you look at boards of directors back in 1970, there was not a single female director on a board. Now, every single company in the S&P has at least one female director. So on the leadership side, you have a lot more companies that matter being run by women. Also, right below the surface of the CEO, there are many, many more women in senior management roles, whether it be chief financial officer, controller, EVP of marketing. So not only is the CEO level at the very top and the directors much more controlled by women than it was, say, 35, 40 years ago, you have a cadre of senior leadership that's really moving up that's going to increase those numbers. So that impacts how companies are run, also impacts how buying patterns and corporate patterns go. So that's interesting. The major one, though, in terms of true market impact and in your money impact, is the role in women in buying major purchases in the home. Same sort of deal. If you go back and look at 1970, first of all is the absolute number of women in the workplace. The general workforce years from age 25 to 54, back in 1970, 50% of the women in the United States in that age were in the workforce. That has risen up to 75%. So it's been a major absolute increase, a large one, while at the same time, men are sort of falling off a little bit. That's first, absolute number. Second is in pay disparity. We are still not all the way, and we need to become all the way, where every dollar a man makes is a dollar a woman makes, an equal pay disparity. But if you look at it back in 1970, women made 59 cents per every dollar that men made. If you fast forward to now, it's 80 cents versus every dollar that a man makes. So we still have pay inequality, and that's a reality, but that gap has really started to close. So that has given women much more absolute buying power. The third thing that is showing up in markets where women are driving it is much higher levels of college education and beyond. For the first time this year, the amount of college-educated women in the workforce is equal to the number of college-educated men. Next year, in 2020 and beyond in 2021, that's going to reverse. You're going to have more women in the workforce with college degrees and higher than you do men. Why is that important? It is forcing an increase in the home of major purchases. Major purchases that was controlled by income and women. If you look back in 1980, only about 18% of women in a household made more than their husbands did. According to Pew Research now, that's risen to 31%. So it's a big shift within households of what kind of impact women are having on the money for major purchases and driving major purchases. So we thought you would be interested in that. Once again, it's twofold really. One is at the leadership level, but the main impact is at the consumer level. And we want to remind you again, the reason we track that is that type of demographic shift will really change what kind of companies are in favor in the future. Who sells what? Who's more profitable than someone else? So if you have any further questions about that, ask any of us on the portfolio team. We love the fact that you're forwarding this to others. Feel free to reach out and communicate with us on any social media platform or call us anytime. We love hearing from you. Thanks.